Hi guys, welcome back. And this time we are super prepared because we watched this just yesterday or the day before.
2 days ago. Last night we were watching The Whale.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, everyone go watch The Whale.
Imagine someone did a taxidermist on that guy.
They would need a lot of stuffing.
Okay.
So we are doing, you would be surprised just as Michael was to know that this might be the 6th episode of Tales from the Crypt ever, but it's also the last episode of season 1. So it was only 6 episodes probably to see how it did, like they do with many shows.
Especially back in 1989.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give you 6. If it does well, we'll give you 13, which is usually the standard number.
Yeah, the seasons get much longer as they go on. So this is the only short season. This episode is called Collection Completed. Mm-hmm. And I think Michael likes this one more than me.
I love this one because it is us in the universe of Tales from the Crypt.
Well, don't say that right now because you would not be doing that to animals.
Sure.
You misled the audience.
It's like everything, though. I watched The Whale and I saw elements of myself in that. I saw Elvis. I saw elements of myself in that. But this episode of an old couple where the wife is just doting on the animals and he's a retired grump, I was like, well, there's some parallels between like how we behave off camera.
Michael's people might think, I think people watch our videos and think that I'm the grump, but in reality, that's just the way I come across on camera. Michael's a non-retired grump.
Okay, so let's talk about these actors in this episode.
Mm-hmm. The old man looked familiar to me, but to be honest, like I didn't recognize anyone in this one other than him, but I don't know where I knew him from. And then the fat neighbor gives me total Bob vibe.
I know Bob from that 70s show.
Yeah, like the same neighbor, kind of fat.
I don't even know where I know that. His name is M. Emmett Walsh. And like he's just such a grumpy old guy. I feel like I've seen him in like some like 60s sitcom when I was a child. But
yeah, Michael's gonna look that up.
He just always plays the grumpy guy. He was in Christmas with the Cranks. He was in Critters. He was in a Blade Runner. But very iconic. You see him and you recognize him.
Like, oh, I've seen that old grouch before. Yeah, I've definitely seen him in Christmas with the Cranks. I'm a very Christmas movie person. But yeah, the other ones I haven't seen.
Then there's his wife. Hold on. She was somewhat familiar. Audrey Lindley, best known for her work in Three's Company, The Relic, plenty more, Desert Heart, Sudden Death.
Let's also not forget that they're old people. Back then they were old people, so the chances that I've seen them in stuff is much less. Even you, like they was already 80s and they were already grandfather, grandmother age. So, okay,
recap. He comes home from work. The wife's decorating the house. There's decorations
it's a surprise
everywhere.
Party.
47 years of work, and he gets like nothing but a hammer.
It's his retirement party. So this is a man, old school, never been out of work, used to his little routine, and she's obviously a stay-at-home woman. It doesn't seem they have kids. The animals are her children. So she's always bringing in strays, loves her cats, love her dogs. That's what the premise is. And he doesn't even want his surprise party because he's already sour coming home. And you see the pets waiting with their surprise party hats on in the kitchen, and he just misses it all because he's miserable. And that's when I knew this woman is so me. I would have my herd of dogs and animals waiting in the kitchen with surprise hats.
Yes, we just did that. We had Fitz's birthday party hats. We're all singing songs. This is very reminiscent of our life. The guy falls on an animal toy. He then sits on an animal toy. It ruins the night. He heads up to bed, but it really sets the stage for how opposite ends of the spectrum this couple is.
Yeah, so they only, I guess, realize it because now he's off work, but first day, they can't even go to the bathroom together. So they're so out of sync. He doesn't know what to do with himself when he wakes up. And we laughed at this because he literally has like an anxiety attack because he can't tell his wife he needs to poo.
It was so cool to see. He's like, old people, like he wouldn't say I need to shit. He couldn't say it to her.
I know.
He's and like, don't make me say it. Don't make me embarrass myself.
And he said something, I don't know what words he used. It was something, it wasn't even like I need to number 2. It was something like I need the privacy it was so, and she was like, shocked. It was just funny. Like it's like they've never lived and functioned.
I think my favorite scenes happen in the bathroom of this house. We'll get to the next one in just a second. So he's looking for something to do with his retirement time. Meanwhile, she's feeding dogs steak and him cat food sandwiches.
That was an accident. She's feeding him bran, but yes.
Oh. And the fat neighbor came by with a huge underbite or overbite. What is it when you're
That's an underbite, but I just noticed he had bad teeth. I just noticed he was plump.
So he's trying to tell him, yeah, welcome to the retirement club. You should do model airplanes. You should find a hobby. And he's
giving him some gifts. But he's not interested in the models, trains.
Is not at all. And what breaks the camel's back is when his wife puts his aspirin in a brownie, and he's like, "I'm not a dog. I'm not a creature. I need to be treated like a man, not like a stuffed animal.
One of your pets." Mm-hmm. He's just obviously an animal hater and a grouch. And I honestly, like, this episode just makes me depressed. And I honestly think that, like, I can't watch anything with animals dying. So if you're like me, I would probably skip those parts or like cover your eyes, because for me this time watching it was actually worse, because there's the first scene is very cheesy and it's literally a stuffed animal dog with glowing eyes. So
we're not there yet. We have to do the pond. We forgot about the pond.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but I was just gonna say that this time, like after that, the scenes, the just spoiler alert, there's dead animals. It was more after that fake looking toy one. The rest one he had in the basement looked so real, and then I got like the ick. So then I was like, ooh, they look like real dogs. I was not feeling that. But anyways,
I jumped the shark. The real kicker was when he fell in a pond chasing one of the dogs, and this was hilarious. They obviously had a stunt actor, some limber man, falls into this gross pond, and then he goes up to take a shower, and all their fish are in the bathtub, and he just screams like a baby. And I love this scene. I'm like, oh, I'd love to take a shower bath with some fish. Regardless, now he's like, that's it. I'm going to start killing these animals.
Yeah, so his everything escalates quickly. After all these frustrating encounters, according to him, her animals start going missing. There's like this cute bulldog that is like literally like a prize dog, nice bulldog.
He had his nuts on. I saw the nuts on.
I didn't, but he was coming around the house. I like the scene when he was coming through the door, and you said somebody pushed him.
For sure.
There's like a dog door, and the bulldog, it looks like someone pushed him through the door. Very, but cute. So anyways, that's the first one to go missing, and basically he starts like killing them and then stuffing them. And like she sees this stuffed dog. He says, "Oh, I want to show you my prize," because she's looking everywhere for the dog. She's like, "Have you seen him?"
She's looking for Mew Mew, the cat.
Yeah, but then she's and like looking for the dog first. He was the first victim. But he had like, the toy dog had like a glowing eyes.
Yeah, it was very fake.
It was that one was very fake. It was like a tie beanie.
We have a fake Shiro. We have a fake stuffed animal of our dog. It looked like that.
Cuddle Clones, yeah. But it was
Shout
even
out
like
to Cuddle Clones. They should sponsor this episode.
I know. Now we need one of Fitz, Cuddle Clones. So yeah, after that, everything just escalates.
The basement was full. There were squirrels. There was this one real looking dog. There were just
that's when she finds it later. Yeah,
she comes down to the basement, and he's like a mad scientist. Let me show you
my
bit
after
creations.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. That's where we get to the show. All the pets are down in the basement.
The worst scene ever.
And guess what she does? She pulls a Kara.
This was definitely something I would do. Like, these dogs are her friends, but I would do this even for the poor squirrels he mutilated. At the end, he's holding her cat, so her cat's like my Shiro.
It was Mew
That's
Mew.
her. Yeah, Mew Mew's her like little soulmate there, and Mew Mew's still alive, and he's threatening, "Oh, look at all my prizes," and she's in shock. And then he's like, "Oh, I love chloroform. I'm gonna give it to Mew Mew." And he's holding Mew Mew, but she's still alive. And then she's like, "No." And his wife finds his prize that he got from retirement, which was like a big metal hammer. I guess he used to be a handyman. So this big metal thick hammer trophy is hanging on the tool thing. So while he turns his face, she grabs it, and you can guess what she does. She doesn't kill Mew Mew. She gets him in the head, but they don't show that. You obviously know what happens. And that is something I would totally do. Anyone wants to harm Shiro and Fitz, it's not even a question. They're getting banged in the head.
Yeah, I don't even like the dogs. I just do it because someone's crazy. Kidding. And then, of course, the big turnaround, or the big payoff in the end is that she decided to taxidermy him. And
that's my favorite part.
His face is all Frankenstein, and he looks kind of like the cartoon dog. But he's on the couch, and she's made up because he's not saying a peep. And the neighbor comes in, and there's a zoom in on his underbite going, oh my God.
He's like, oh, hey, how are you doing? And you haven't seen him yet. And he's like, oh, how's whatever his name is. And then her husband, and she's like, oh,
Jonas.
Jonas is doing just fine. He's really learned to slow down, or something very similar. And then she moves out of the way, and then you can see his bloated, stuffed, bulging-eyed face sitting there in the chair like this. And then yeah, the neighbor's face was one of the best moments of the episode. He's like,
with his underbite. He's hideous, that guy. He's the whale.
Oh my gosh, I hope he's not watching this video.
Oh, he's long gone. He doesn't even have a picture on IMDb. He's long gone.
Oh my gosh.
Well, all right, so that was one of our favorite episodes, I would say, from the season.
No, it's not.
You like Skin Deep better?
I can't honestly, like, the animal thing, like, it's a great premise, but anything where animals are dead, it just makes me sad. So that automatically, like, docks points.
This was probably my favorite one of the season.
I think that it was probably one of the more unique and better done ones, but I'm gonna say that I think my favorite was the Only Skin Deep, because it was a very female, like a woman would be like, okay, I love this premise. Yeah, I get it. Very relatable. But anyways, this was a well done episode despite my emotional attachment.
I also think the crew, or the writers, the directors, the producers, they all kind of really ironed out the balance, the structure of the show. Like, I'm looking back at some of the other episodes, like the first one, The Man Who Was Death. I felt like it took really long to get into the action, and this one was more balanced. We actually got less of the Crypt Keeper, which I don't like.
That being said, what will you rate it?
8 out of 10.
Okay, that's a good rating. I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Fair.
Just because of my animal issues.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was definitely one of the better.
I'm proud of her for sitting through it twice, because it is her worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, okay, we're going to wrap this up. So we got through season 1 of Tales from the Crypt. How many more seasons do we got?
6.
There is 6 seasons?
6 more. Oh. There's 7.
Yeah, there's
7 is the one in Britain.
You're right. Yeah. Wow.
So we have 6 more.
I hate the last that season.
Oh, well.
Fine. Let us know if you've seen this episode, what you thought of the episode. If you're into taxidermy, and you should stay the hell away from Kara if you are. And I think that's it. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.